Hi there, it's Brigit from Silverfit, one of the Pilates instructors, and I've been off air for a couple of weeks, but I'm glad to be back. We're going to be doing a sort of brief 20-25 minute, just it's an all-over, all-rounder. So we're going to be testing balance, bit of strength, flexion, extension, side to sides. So it's a really good kind of to get you going in the morning or a sort of midday or whenever you want, pick me up. Okay, so without further ado, we're just going to have the feet a little bit wider than hip width apart, and we're going to inhale, and as you exhale, nice big stretch. And release. Inhale to prepare, exhale. And release. And now we're going to come up onto the balls of the feet. And release. Okay, so bring the arms up and over. And we're going to do our circles. So big circles if your back's healthy, smaller circles if not so healthy. So again for 3, 2, we want to get a little bit of buoyancy in the movement. And 1, change direction for 3, 2 and 1, and we'll hold it here and then just float up onto the balls of your feet. Imagine you're holding onto a bar and just hoik yourself up and maybe close your eyes. Be careful with this one. Close your eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open them and slowly release. Give yourself a shake. Okay, so we're walking like an Egyptian. Right foot in front of left, and just watch, you don't want to have the back foot like this. We want to have all of our 10 toes pointing forwards, and we want to be right on top of ourselves. So we're neither kind of floating forwards or floating backwards. We're right in the center, and we want our hips to be level. And we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we float up, we're reaching up to that bar, and then we take a little roll down for 3. For 2, and for 1. Let's hold it here. Let's have a little stretch whilst we're here. Nice stretch on the back of the legs. We're not going to hold it for too long, okay, because we are at the start of the session. We tend to do the static stretching at the end. Hold it at the top here now, and close your eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and open them. And we'll swap sides. So again, it's like our legs are on double yellow lines here. We're not like that, okay, but you don't want to be massively wide either. We want to be able to move naturally. We're right on top of ourselves, our hips are square, and then we inhale, and as we exhale, rolling up onto the balls of the feet, engage your core, rolling down, flex your front foot. This is the last one. We'll have a stretch here, so just getting a little stretch in the back of the legs here, reaching up, balance tester. Okay, so pull yourself up. If you're good here, close your eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, open them, and then release. Good, shake yourself out. Okay, we'll place our hands on our shoulders. We want to maintain a pipeline through the body, so we're not all crooked and collapsed. Nice and proud, and we've got our elbows coming as close together as they can. 3, 2, and 1. That's a really lovely chest stretch, and then we go the other way for 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and then we just shrug, release, shrug, release, shrug, release. Okay, so let's come to the back of the mat, and we're going to do some roll downs. So as we exhale, we're tucking the chin, feel the natural engagement here, rolling down vertebra by vertebra. And then we're here in this forward stangle position. And you can just float the weight forwards and the weight backwards, and just kind of find where that center point is. If you want to, you can interlace your fingers and just rest. Try not to tug or yank, but just resting your hands on the base of your skull here, just to traction out that neck a little bit. Okay, and then fingertips come to the floor. And we're just going to roll halfway up and then come back down again and then roll all the way up. Okay, now that little half roll was just to kind of make sure we're not coming up too quickly. We're going to stretch the body to the side. So you place your right foot behind your left. Yep. And then the right arm comes up and over. Just getting my lefts and my rights not all there. Lovely side stretch. Okay, you can just look up towards the ceiling if you want to. And then we come back. Left leg goes behind right. And then the left arm comes up. Side stretch. So it's a bit like a banana stretch. You're going to feel some work going on here. Try not to kind of twist the hips out of position. Keep your hips facing forwards. And then release. And just swirl out the arms, swirl out the wrists, swirl them out the other way. Okay, and just so you can see me from this angle, we're going to have our knees soft and we're going to have our feet wide. And you want to scoop. So we're really scooping and hollowing those abdominals. Imagine you're holding a big beach ball. And then inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, flex. Inhale, lift and lengthen. One more. And at the end here, you can interlace your fingers and just kind of reach away from your body. So we're stretching out the chest. We're getting a nice bit of a back bend here. Strong in your feet. And then let that go. Give the arms a little shake. Okay, so we're going to come down onto the mat. I'm just going to alter my camera angle a little bit. So we'll all meet sitting on the mat. Also alter my mat angle. Okay, so hopefully you can see my feet okay. We've got our feet hip width apart and our knees are hip width apart and our hips are hip width apart. So we want to have our legs like they're on tram tracks here. Now you can press, you want to either sucker your feet in or you can dig your heels in, but whatever you're doing, you want to feel like you're in contact with the ground. We're not all wafting on the top here. Feel connected. Okay, and you're going to reach up and then you're going to reach forward. So we're taking that big dive as if we're diving into the pool. Scoop those abdominals, tuck your tail, and we roll down vertebra by vertebra. Now if you've got a bad back, roll onto your side, okay, and then just meet us lying on our backs. Okay, and then we'll just tuck in, rock from side to side here, and then full body stretch, or full body yawn as I like to call it. I always have to yawn when I'm in this position. Let all that stale air out. And then we're going to tuck the knees in, and we're going to place our head in our hands, and we're going to do this little twist. Okay, so as we exhale, we're twisting, we're rotating over towards the opposite knee, and we want to do it in a kind of mindful Pilates way. So we've got opposite shoulder to opposite knee, and we're not kind of doing that. Okay, we're not flinging forwards with the elbows. You want to keep your chest open. If you find that a bit too difficult, you can have your feet on the floor. Okay, this gives us more support here. And we'll do one more each side. We're going to build into this in a couple of exercises time. Okay, so just need to let that kind of get into the body, that good form. And then we're going to now do some bridges with arms incorporated. So I'm just going to shimmy down to the bottom of the mat. Now you want a little bit of room here if you can, because we're going to circle the arms. Okay, now don't worry too much if you haven't, because you can just stick with a sort of straight line movement. Okay, but I'll demonstrate the full thing. So we've got our feet and our knees and our hips in line, and we're going to inhale, and as you exhale you're just tucking your tailbone, so your tailbone here, your coccyx, tucking it under, and we're reaching up with the fingertips, reaching up, reaching up, reaching up, reaching up, reaching behind, and the arms and the body arrive at the same place at the same time. And then we're going to circle the arms as we release the spine back down, vertebra by vertebra. And then we do that again. So inhale to prepare, exhale, reaching. So don't forget about those arms. We're reaching, we're expanding, we're stretching. and then come back down. And again, inhale, exhale, reaching, 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 expanding. Now we're going to keep the arms up and over. And if you can, if you're good here, come up onto the balls of your feet. Okay, now watch out that you're not going ribby. You don't want the ribs flaring. Keep tight here, keep your bum muscles working. And we're on the balls of our feet. You might be getting cramp. If you're getting cramp, use your glutes more or release out of it. And then we're going to roll back down through the spine, vertebra by vertebra. Our arms are overhead. We're still on the balls of our feet. So feel each bone, bone by bone, making contact. And then when we're here, you're going to circle the arms around and grab hold of the sides of your thighs. Really zap here. Changing the foot position, feet position. We're digging the heels in. Now this is hard, but we're going to make it a little bit more challenging. You can always hold your head, sorry. Inhale, exhale, walk the hands a little bit higher, dig those heels in, and breathe. 3, 2, 1. And release. Little full body stretch. Break things up. Okay, now you're going to hold on to your right knee with your left hand. Your right arm now comes out in a crucifix, and we're going into this Stalk Twist. Okay, so this is it's a really lovely twisty stretch. Be careful you're not overarching in your lower back. So we're trying to avoid that where we're just popping and collapsing. You want to keep your shoulder on the floor. You want to create this torsion. So as the legs go in that way, your trunk is kind of coming, trying to hold onto the floor. Feels not active. You can have additional stretch by lengthening that top leg. And then bring that back. We're lying on our back. Your right knee is coming in towards your right armpit. And just circle the ankle a couple of times each way. And then we'll swap that over. So we're lengthening the right leg. Right hand on outside of left knee, and just bring that knee up and across. And again, we've got this active torsion. So you don't want to collapse in your lower back or overarch in your lower back. As that thigh is coming across, you want to feel like you're kind of drawing the rib cage back towards the mat. Okay, and then just bring that knee back. And now we're going to cradle the leg, and we're just bringing the knee towards the armpit. So we're opening the hip. Just circle the ankle a couple of times each way. That's that. Okay, so we're going to come back to this one where we had our head in our hands. Now we're going to add in a little leg action as well. So you are, as we exhale, you're just going to bring your opposite shoulder towards your opposite knee as you lengthen the other leg, okay? And then you bring it back. And then as you exhale, you twist. And as you inhale, you bring it back. Take your time and just really focus on the action, on the quality. Now, I'm going to just show you a legs only option if you prefer. So if you're finding that your neck is kind of not happy, you just want to break it down a little bit, you can do the legs only. Focus as well on getting those glutes engaged. So get your bum going as you lengthen the leg away, and you get a really sort of strong feeling, strong sensation. And now we're going to just take a quick breather, and we're going to do 10 a little bit faster. So if you prefer, you can just keep your feet on the floor, or you can just keep your legs like this, okay? Or you can do it a little bit faster, and stop when you feel like you're losing it. So we start off like so, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And release. Just cradle your knees, and we'll circle out the knees and change direction. So we'll manoeuvre onto our hands and knees, and you can, if you want to do a roll, you can roll with me. Otherwise, just manoeuvre yourself onto your hands and knees, and we'll all meet on our hands and knees. and you're going to lengthen your left leg and tuck your left toes under. Now just fire up that leg a little bit and we'll just float forwards and backwards. A little bit of movement here, okay, and then we're back to our centre point. And then you're pressing in with the knuckles of your left hand as you sweep open with your right. Exhale as you thread the needle, and we'll do one more. Inhale as you open up. Exhale as you thread the needle. And come back to your hands and knees, and then we'll do the other side. So lengthening your right leg, tucking your right toes under, and we'll just little float forwards and backwards. If at any point you need to rest out your wrists, obviously go for that. We don't want the wrist suffering. Find our centre. Left arm opens out. Exhale as you thread the needle. And we're trying to keep our hips level here. We'll do one more. You're very welcome to do more repeats. If you want to press pause and just do more repeats, absolutely fine. We're back on our hands and knees. And then you're going to sit to your heels, or as close to your heels as you can get. Okay, if your knees are giving you any problems here, you might not be able to get all the way. Just kind of come to where you can. Just find your optimum stretch here. You can always lie on your back and just tuck your knees into your chest. That's another alternative. So we're lying on our fronts. And we want to keep those abdominals working. Now, the mistake that a lot of us make when we're in this position is we get all kind of caved in and scrunched in the shoulders. So we're going to roll the shoulders back and down, and we're going to press the feet in. Imagine you've got a pea under your nose, and then as you exhale, you're rolling that pea forwards, get the length, and then start to get the height. And then release. Now, if you were good there, you can float your forearms off. And inhale as you release. Exhale, lengthen, lift, and we're going to stretch through the arms. Big circular movement, like we're doing sort of over-exaggerated breaststroke. And you can interlace your fingers, and if you can do that, do it the weird way, okay? And if you can't, just zap back through your fingertips, so you can kind of pull yourself through the air. Shine your light. Watch out for your lower back isn't over compressing. And then release. We'll do a couple of cat-cow stretches. You can shake out the wrists anytime you want, okay? So a couple of cat-cow stretches. And then if you want to, you can do a few side-to-side cat-cow stretches. We can circle the bum. This is quite a nice one, just kind of making those circular movements through the backside. You're going in one direction, be sure to go in the other. And then we are going to lie on our sides. So if you can mirror me, okay, just mirror what I'm doing. And so the movement that we're going to do today is a side plank with a clam, okay, so it's like that, it's combining a couple of movements into one. You can, if you prefer, just stay on the floor, okay, so that's absolutely fine, okay, we're just adding a little bit of interest. So if you're coming up into the side plank position, you want to have your middle finger, your elbow and your shoulder in line, and make sure you're not slumping, so use your spare hand just to kind of create this height and space, and we want to maintain that height and space. We're going to do 5, and you're very welcome to do more if you want to, or do less if you want to. So we inhale, and as you exhale, we lift. Make sure your bum muscles working, core muscles working, and lower. And that's 2. And lower. We're exhaling as we lift. That's 3. And lower. And we're lowering with control. If you're crash bang walloping, get more control. Okay, or do the easier version, and then try the harder version when you're sort of a little bit stronger. Okay, and we'll hold it here at the top, bum muscles, core muscles. 3, 2, 1, release. We'll just come into the mermaid position. If this isn't comfortable for you, just find an alternative. Okay, we don't want the knees suffering. And we're going to tuck in. So if you can tuck in. If you need to keep separated, keep separated. So you notice here the balance is challenged. That's why we're doing it. And we reach up and we're going to go for a side bend. Try not to lollop, so keep it's like you're between two panes of glass. Maybe look towards the ceiling. Okay, and then we're over to the other side. So we've got our side plank combi. Again, middle finger, elbow, shoulder, height and space. And when you're ready to go, inhale, exhale, inhale. And 2, backside muscles. And 3. Four. You've got to keep that forearm pressed into the mat as well. And 5. I don't think I could manage more than 5 on this side. Okay, so we're here, we're just holding, we're pressing. You want the shoulders to feel active but not overly strained. Keep those core muscles on. We know how it's supposed to feel. And then we're here. So we're in the mermaid position, or if you want to kind of close that in a little bit, if you want to challenge your balance a little bit more, holding onto the ankle is a good idea. It keeps you held together. And we reach up, so we've got that length. Watch the shoulder, we don't want to be all scrunched, so keep the length, keep the alignment. Go for that side bend, and perhaps you're looking up towards the ceiling. Perhaps you're not. And then release. Okay, so we're just going to lie on our backs for a final stretch. So we'll stretch out the hamstrings, right side first, and we want to keep the spine nice and long, and you want to hold behind your calf or behind your hamstring, not behind the knee. Okay, that's going to give you knee problems potentially. So just find that stretch. I can't completely straighten my leg, I've got tight hamstrings. If I try to, it goes, my form goes, okay, so there's no point in that. You want to maintain your form, nice long neck. If necessary, pop your head on a pillow or block. I'm going to circle the ankle a couple of times in one direction, a couple of times in the other direction. Shake out the leg, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. You want to find your spine, find your alignment. And then what you might find after sort of 10 seconds or so is that your stretch can increase a little bit. But what you don't want to do is just force it. You want to feel the stretch in the belly of the muscle. And then when you're there, just give your ankle a couple of circles in one direction. And then in the other direction. And then we're going to stretch out the glutes. So we can do our bog standard, very, very good, very basic, but very good stretch here, the number 4 stretch. I'll just show you it from another angle. So we've got alternatives. You could just keep your foot on the floor and then press the inner thigh away, but make sure you're keeping some resistance. So this is a little bit kinder. If you want something that's more challenging, a lot of people love the pigeon stretch. Now, your knees might not appreciate it. So if your knees are feeling dodgy in this position, stick with one of the others. And now change sides. So with stretching, you want to feel mild tension. You don't want to feel like you're hurting anything or forcing anything. And if you're not feeling a stretch, maybe add some muscular resistance. Just have a play with it. We've all got something that we can do. There's always a variation of a stretch that will kind of hit the spot. Sometimes it takes a bit of trial and error. And then we'll release out of that. And we're all going to meet in a sitting position. I'm going to sit on a block. So if your hips are tight, it's definitely worth just raising your hips because you get a much better result. So we're going to cross the legs, and so if you default, this is my default way of crossing the legs, change it over, okay? So just kind of see how it feels, unless it's giving you problems with your knees, of course. So from here, we're going to interlace our hands, interlace our fingers the weird way, and we're going to press And we're just going to take a big circle, TP fingertips behind us, lengthening that front spine. Make a nice wide leg stance here, and then we're just going to glide the hands down towards the feet. So the hands might not get anywhere near the feet, it doesn't matter, okay? Or you might be very limber and they might go beyond the feet. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and up we come. We're just going to lengthen the legs in front of us. We're going to reach up. We're going to reach forwards for 3, 2, and 1. Have a nice big stretch. We've got the cat come to join us. Spread your wings, palms together. Give yourselves a clap. Namaste. Well done, everyone. Thank you very much. I've lost count. I can't remember how many Silverfit videos I've done. Might be about 15 or 16, but I was away for a month or so and now I'm back.